Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining Flourish and Flooring podcast with a special live broadcast hosted by me, Cameron Metheney, lighting designer, principal of Cameo Studio Designs. Today, I am with Michelle Winters, founder of WOFB, speaker and leader in all things. Plus, a very special guest all the way from Los Angeles, California, Julee, Ireland. She's an interior designer, architect, and the visionary founder of Home Renovation School. Also co-founder of TileMart University and the brand ambassador for TileMart. Today, we are covering coverings. So come hang with us while we cover 2024 design trends. And if you're at the show, you can find us in Hall 3, Level B2. And if you're anywhere else, tune in live to participate in the discussion. We're on YouTube, Instagram, also on LinkedIn. We are also proudly presented by Women of the Flooring Business, sponsored by my company, Cameo Studios. We're known for commercial and luxury residential tile installations. Among all, we integrate all things lighting into tile. And if you're interested, we also offer a CEU at your showroom called Designer Dopamine. So check it out at www.cameostudios.com for Designer Dopamine CEU. Also, so much to go through today. But also, if you are interested in becoming a sponsor, come on, Miss Allison, please reach out to WOFB podcast at Women of the Flooring Business. You can have a banner just like this and coverings.
That's right.
Okay, for those of you,
Allen's not included.
for those of you that don't know, North America's largest display of tile and stone trade show is Coverings. It is returned. We're here in Atlanta today through April 25th. Myself and Julie were on the ground exploring breathtaking product innovations, making industry connections today, and participating in some really cool transformative education sessions. We're going to share the highlights of our experience with you during this interactive broadcast today. So I would love to welcome to the stage my good friends, Michelle Winters and Julee, Ireland.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Ladies, before we get going, can you tell me a little bit about what was your first coverings like, Michelle?
Well, the very first time that I came to Coverings, it was because of your recommendation, Cameron. Do you remember you said, oh, this is the Gucci of shows? And I said, done. I had an amazing time and learned a lot and also connected with some amazing people. So I'm really glad to be back.
Well, I'm so glad to be here with you this year. Julee, what was your first coverings?
My first coverings was last year, and all I can say is it's like the mecca of tile and stone. Everything beautiful. It is eye candy. It was so much fun. I flew in. I was just here for a day, but the first thing I did when the show was over was figure out when am I signing up for next year.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Here I am.
Yeah, so as we all reflected just our first time at Coverings Trade Show, let's talk and shift our focus to the exciting trends. Like that's really what Coverings is about. So what were some of the standout moments maybe that you saw since you've been on the floor so far, Julee?
Yeah. Well, you know what? The Marble Systems booth this year, you guys.
Oh my gosh, it's incredible.
Is insane. It's absolutely beautiful. You need to stop by. They are known, Marble Systems is known for their beautiful stone, their ceramic tile. Of course, I do have a tile collection that I've launched with them too.
Oh, and we're so going to get all over this tile collection. Just right. I mean, women making tile, come on.
Right.
Michelle, what about you?
As far as trends go in design specifically, or can I talk about anything that I want?
No, I want to hear what was it you saw on the floor today? That's what we want to see.
What I saw on the floor.
Yeah.
Well,
so far.
Honestly, I got hung up in the Marble Systems exhibit because it's so incredible. It's like a multi-sensory experience. And it's super textures. Yes, very natural elements being incorporated across the board into design.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, today is Earth Day as well.
Earth
So
Day
all
today?
about sustainability, we're going to see a lot of the natural stone and sustainability on the floor, even more as we get, dive deeper into coverings today. Well, those are some really great experience, ladies. We have so much to cover. What I really would like to dive into is Julie. I am so excited to have you here because you have so much experience in the design field, architect. The exposure that you have to people and influencing is just really huge. Can you talk about and highlight for 2023 some of the unique discoveries and emerging trends that you saw and how those global influences really did shape 2024 design landscape?
Yeah. So I go to all the shows in Europe, as you know. I've been to Versailles, go to Marmac, Verona, and Bologna. I will tell you that it's so important as a designer to go to these shows because everything that happens in Europe, right? Everything we see there in about 18 months, it's going to show up here.
Right.
So
Same with
what I
lighting.
saw, yes, right? So it's really the place to go to really understand like what's emerging. And last year, what I saw was just a lot of like earthy tones, connection to to nature. So warmer tones, a lot of greens, blues, terracottas, rich golds, burgundy. For stone, I'm obsessed with. There's a lot of movement and color in stone.
Oh, absolutely.
Lilac right now. Oh my God, like to die for.
Like your outfit today. If you can see this, what she's wearing. She's in lilac from like head to toe. She looks beautiful. And speaking of head to toe, Julie, I want to hear about how lilac and all things that you've just talked about. Tell me about the Curves tile selection. Tell me the story behind the collection, how it fits into the 2024 trends. I just want to know all about this.
Yeah. So for me, I have this beautiful collection that I've launched with Marble Systems.
Oh, I'm so excited.
It's going to be available like through Country Floors as well. They have designer showrooms throughout the country. But for me, I approached designing. This is my first tile collection, but I approached it very much like I approach designing a home. I first start with kind of the story, right? And for me, Curves is all about the circle. Okay, it's about curves and that I'm seeing lines, and it's a trend right now in furnishings and everything from windows to doorways and arches and whatever. And it's also the symbolism that a circle represents: unity, harmony, infinity. Right. And so that was my real inspiration behind it. And the color palette is really light and airy. I've got a white and a warm cream, a nice like kind of soft blush, but it's more of a like terracotta, like brown blush tone, and then this beautiful green serenity.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah. And then one of the tiles I named after my daughter, Sophie. And actually I have
let's see Sophie's tile. I know you have it here.
Sample board. This is a different color because we have a stronger palette that we're coming out with too. So this is just a sample from the stronger palette, but this is the Sophie tile right here. This tile right here actually makes a full circle. And then all the edges around it too. So I really wanted the collection to be very kind of like soft and have those curves. I took curves to a whole new level.
Yes, you did. You did take curves to a whole new level. That is absolutely beautiful. So with this collection, can you talk a little bit about how the designs also interact with light and space, the applications of the various settings? So let's chat a little bit more on that.
Yeah, well, I think it has the collection has this raised. I really wanted to be different, right? So even in my fish scale here, it has this raised element here, really giving it some added depth, right, and texture, like that little extra design element to
Absolutely.
it. But So when the light hits these raised parts, it really, like, again, really makes the pattern pop, but in a really subtle, soft way.
I love the three-dimensional tile from just being a lighting designer myself.
Yes.
Being able to throw an optic on lighting design, whether that's something that's matte or just like you've done. I mean, I could see something like that with even the LED integrated into it. So we should definitely talk.
Yeah, we need to talk. Well,
Uh-huh.
I'm a big fan.
I know.
I am a big fan of everything that you do.
Oh, well, thank you. So let's discuss a little bit more then on, let's go. So trend one, we talked about patterns, texture, 3D release. Is there anything else that you want to add on that topic before we go to trend two?
Yeah, there's, well, I think, we're seeing a lot of fluting, a lot of ribbing, wood and concrete looks, which is super important. And actually, I can actually show you even some other samples. So this is an example right here. Here's that lilac stone. This is
I love
Marble
that
Systems.
fluted.
But look how pretty like that fluted look is. I'm trying to show Instagram Live over there too. Gorgeous. Here's
I forgot about Instagram Live.
Yes. Hi, Instagram. We're here.
We are here.
So here's some beautiful. This has some beautiful texture. There's a lot of mixing too with elements, right? In like mosaics to give it added depth, right? So we're mixing more than one color palette and these deep, rich tones with these lighter, like concrete.
I love that concrete look. But
We should pass that around the studio.
Please,
yeah.
Please pass
Yes,
around
Vanna
the samples. Also, be sure to show. And Allison, you can come behind me too with that, if you would like to show that a little bit closer up. I'm echoing mute computer. A little technical.
Okay, that was a technical glitch.
How's that?
We
Is
got
that
this
better?
handled.
Producer just.
I love that. There's Vanna in the background. Vanna.
You guys,
Vanna.
I mean,
I love it.
Those
Vanna.
who are watching live
The WOFB Flourish and Flooring, you should be a sponsor because not only do we have fun, we have Vanna White that stays very much so involved with all of the sponsorship here too. Speaking of,
we need our people who are watching live from
Allison Eden, who's just passing through. You guys, if you are
is
not,
that the Allison Eden?
It is.
Oh my God.
You guys, if you are not ready for next week.
Here, photo bomb, and you need
This
to
is
come
next
in.
week's guest.
Allison, you need to look at her glass.
This
Oh my
is-
God,
this
she's
is the
fabulous.
Over
Come
here, over
on.
here.
Come in between us. Poke
Here
right
they
in
go.
there.
They go.
There she is.
So
Hello,
next
the
week I'm
beautiful,
interviewing
famous.
Allison.
Here we go. Vanna's coming through.
There she goes. So sponsorship in the whole 9 yards. Gary, you might as well get in here.
Hop in
too.
here,
I mean, Gary.
Everyone
He's the
else is
other half
involved.
of
Everyone better
Allison
come
Eden
over.
here. Gary,
Because
get
Allison
in.
is here.
And then wave to Instagram Live over here too.
Hi, Instagram. Oh, this is awesome. Oh, you guys are beautiful.
And there's Joseph.
And Joe is here too. Joe, come over and say hello.
Come over,
to everyone.
Joseph.
But come to my mic because their frame is. They got too many
I
people
got
in
a
the
lot going
frame.
on over here.
Come over to me.
Okay.
There you go. There he is. He's made it to the house.
Listen, the
How
best
you
part
doing,
of
buddy?
coverings is the people.
What podcast
This is
ever
my
gets
favorite part.
like this much love?
I mean, we have
Flourish.
special guests on our show.
We do. Anyway, for next week, though, Allison Eden and I are going to be talking about some really amazing work that she has done. If you don't know her, go to www.allisoneden.com.
Yes, extraordinary.
Totally love her, but Vanna White.
Or you
is
could go to
going
the Cosmo Hotel and see her beautiful glass everywhere. And then you can also see Joseph's beautiful lighting and chandeliers there.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. So, guys, we're here. We're talking about trends with Julie, Ireland, Michelle. For those of you that are just joining from WOFB, Julie released her coverings, curves, tile, beautiful, beautiful pieces that she's done. Let's talk about trend number 2, though, of bold marble in stone. I want to know more about the exploration of this exotic marble and stone trends that you have and you're seeing with large porcelain panels.
Yeah, like first of all, in Europe, It's just now kind of arriving here in the US, but last year what I saw, especially with porcelains, are really large porcelains. So right now here in the US, we have a lot of 24 by 48s, and that's being used. And now we're doing 4 by 8 foot. So now you can
Just
get
getting
a
better.
full, this is just right, fewer seams. Now we need to put that lighting in between, your LED lighting in between, but we can do these
Yes, we will.
full panels. And what's great about that is, oh, I'm going there, Vanna.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Vanna is talking back. Did Vanna ever talk back to Pat?
I mean,
We've got a lot of stone experts in the house,
We
so we're
do.
getting some suggestions.
we're getting suggestions. That's true. Okay, we're going to go to travertine in a second, but we're seeing lots of these large, extra large format porcelains that assimilate travertine. They assimilate marbles,
Right.
which are, and the technology has gotten so great that it's like you have to take a double take. You can butt seam those, so you barely see a seam, right? And it looks like the real thing. You know, it's just, we're book matching those too, as
the book
you know.
matching is my favorite.
It's like to die for, right?
Oh my gosh, gorgeous!
like
Like on any
gorgeous,
back wall, freestanding tub, bathroom, shower, and put it on my garage. Like I don't care. I just want everything to be matchable.
Yes,
Beautiful.
but travertine is back. Okay,
Right.
travertine is back in a really big way, just like Vanna said over here. It has, you know, I remember designing a lot with it. Like, I don't want to date myself here, but in the early, like, let's just call it like 2000, you know, 90s.
Right.
And yeah. And but it is back in full force and even more beautiful than it was before. So
Absolutely.
using a lot of travertine, again, the lilac, the calcuttas, the color is rich and just fun, right? Dramatic. That's what I love about it.
I like that too. And that impact, I mean, that it's had just in the interior design space alone. So that's great. So trend number 3, we're ready to move on. Let's talk about vibrant meets neutral color palettes. Can you talk a little bit about the saturation and the neutral colors?
Yeah. So there is really a strong influence of both right now. I would say warm, creamy tones have taken over. So white is out, right? So we're more into warmer beige tones. And then complementing that with your bolder colors, your deep burgundies, even deep blues, greens.
I saw a lot of that on the floor already this morning.
Brown. Chocolate brown. To me, chocolate brown is the new black. Like that deep saturated brown that's almost like a black. So it's so cool because we're mixing. They complement each other, right, to create this perfect harmony. So it's really, really fun. I think what's going on in the industry right now, because it's also allows you to really personalize your space and anything goes.
Absolutely.
Like really anything
it does.
goes.
And you know, we saw that a lot at the lighting trade shows about everything. It's just becoming more personal. And I think that just as a society, after, you know, the pandemic, we were also acclimated to being at home. And so people now really start designing on their home being a beautiful sanctuary, a spa, and a space where they can just relax. At least we are seeing that in bathroom spaces as well, that spa-ish look. So as these colors are trending, with examples, you talk about taste, you talk about style, talk more about from like the TileMart perspective or marble systems even.
Yeah. So marble systems, as you know, Michelle, because you've been to the booth too, they are really known for their stone and their ability to create everything. Like they have customization. So as a designer, you can really, any pattern, they've got the latest technology, water jet, all that kind of stuff. So really the world is your oyster. You could pick a pattern or something they have and you can customize it to whatever stone that you want.
I love anything custom.
Right. Makes it unique, right? It makes it truly unique. And then TileMart carries a lot of the same products that you see like with Marble Systems.
So
they
it
have a
sounds
lot of
like
beautiful
TileMart
stuff.
needs to be a sponsor.
Yes, TileMart, where are you? I think they're
TileMart,
here.
where
They're
are you?
here. They should be stopping by any minute for
TileMart,
real.
we
They're
are
here.
paging
We love
TileMart
TileMart.
for a sponsor here. I mean, that's all that I'm
Yes.
hearing from
Yes.
Julie. I love that. So focusing on more so with TileMart and essentially Marble Systems with being able to make everything custom. Let's move into trend number 4 about embracing nature's palette. So I want you to focus on the warm organic textures. This is kind of what we saw on the floor earlier too, like wood, travertine, and terracotta. I know you talked a little bit about that already, but let's dive a little bit deeper into embracing nature's palette.
Yeah. So again, there's a lot of like beautiful, like we're taking wood looks and adding like that ribbing to it to create like a lot of texture. Actually, TileMart has a great tile called the Tangem collection. It's absolutely beautiful. Tangram.
Tanagram.
Thank you, Vanna.
Tanagram.
Thank you, Vanna.
Tanagram.
But you need to I pronounce everything wrong. It's just like a thing with me. Like
in your own way. You know, pronounce it in your own way.
My
It's okay.
Italian is horrible. So is my Spanish. I mean, I try, but
You know, this morning, since we're talking about Tanagram, we saw Tanagram. This morning, one of my favorite tiles that I saw was actually down in the Italy section, and it was Panthera.
Ooh.
Panthera.
Just the name. We're going to install it just based on the
It
name.
looks like a panther.
It's sexy.
No. It is not.
Panthera.
Beautiful. I'm going to post it later on
Yeah.
Instagram and on my picture.
Yeah.
Because I absolutely love it.
Oh.
Kaylee Weber says hello. Hi, Kaylee.
Hi, Kaylee.
Please come up to 2B to see the podcast
Yes.
live. We still have a great audience here.
We have a question.
We do.
We do have a great audience. Thank you.
Oh, Rachel
Thank you so much
Berlin.
for
Let's go
joining
to a
us.
question real quick
Yeah.
second. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so Rachel Berlin, is deep navy / gray, moody blue still in Julie?
100%.
It is all over
Very.
the floor downstairs.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Very deep, like almost like a black, like navy, like kind of color.
I thought we were moving on from gray, but it does not appear to be that way.
No.
I just saw it
No.
again.
Grays are in.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those staples that'll, always kind of be in because it's just a great neutral that goes with everything. Vanna, what do you think?
I was just saying hi to your Instagram live people because I'm
hi,
out of the
Instagram.
frame.
Instagram. Wait, you need to move on.
I am
over.
out of the frame, but I'll just
Hi.
reach over
There's
every
the
now and
host
again
every
and
once
say
in a
hello.
while, like hi.
So
This is
keeping focus with these women here. So as we're looking at embracing nature's palette, the one thing that I do, here we are. Hello, everyone, Instagram Live. Julie, one of the things that I love, and I know Allison Eden does a lot of this too, which you guys, I cannot wait to talk with her as well next week.
Yeah.
But talk about with that nature's palette, the botanical prints and tile and the wallpaper design that's being incorporated.
Oh my goodness.
Please.
Okay.
Take it over.
So in love, it's like the tropical forest is coming into your bathroom, on your walls, botanicals. It's absolutely gorgeous. And we're seeing that in large format tiles. And I saw a ton of it last year in Italy and in Spain. Absolutely beautiful. Actually, TileMart is carrying some of this. They've got some of it coming
They are
in.
not a sponsor.
I mean, TileMart. But yeah, the botanical like prints and then wallpapers are back, right? I mean, just gorgeous. Like everything. Like, I mean, I'm doing wallpaper everywhere. Like oh my God, it's like art on your walls.
Julie, Michelle is not a leader in wallpaper. Michelle is a leader.
She's a leader in good taste, for sure.
Very good taste for sure, but she is not the leader in wallpaper.
And in beauty.
But I do love wallpaper.
I know, right? Yeah.
Wow. I'm going to stick with tile and glass and all of those things that are beautiful. So
Speaking of beautiful, Jerry Levinson wants to know what cameras we are using because we look beautiful. Jerry, it's not the cameras.
Oh,
Jerry,
that's right.
You know what? And I love Jerry too. Jerry is one of those guys in the industry that I met several years ago.
Yeah.
And he was like, let's make Cameo Studio sexy.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was like, wait, it already is, Jerry. What
like,
do you mean?
hello,
He was
Jerry.
like, no, we have to make lighting sexy. So anyway, I think we talk next week or next month on his podcast too. So Jerry, shout out to you. So glad that
we're both going to be on his podcast next month. So be sure to follow that.
I feel like we're just on a thing here with all of these podcasts. We've just taken off for those of you that don't know. Okay, ladies. So focus again. Trend 5, tile beyond tradition. Julie, talk to me about traditional spaces, highlighting a creativity in a wall, a floor, backsplashes, and really thinking outside of the box. So we want to embrace, I think you've talked about this before in some of your previous podcasts about vintage retro designs with a modern twist.
Oh yeah. Like it's all about heritage right now, nostalgia, bringing that into our tiles, into our patterns, even actually in our accents, like a lot of brass, kind of more that antique brass. We're back with some pot racks too, right? Like hanging some beautiful pots and things like that. So yeah,
that must be a West Coast vibe because you're not getting that in Florida. Is that West Coast vibe?
Oh no, it's a little bit of a trend, but in a really elegant way.
Okay.
Not like pot rack hanging from the ceiling. It's more like maybe on the backsplash, you might have a beautiful.
You will have to post a picture.
I will. But it's all about, those like timeless patterns, heritage, nostalgia, bringing that into the tile. Like, here's a beautiful, I'm forgetting that I have all this stuff here.
Vanna, where are you?
Yeah.
Look at that.
That's really beautiful.
Isn't that
with
gorgeous?
The green and the blue?
Yeah.
So pretty.
That's really, really
and
beautiful.
It's also very much
Portuguese.
Yeah. And it's also very much about unique shapes, right?
Gorgeous.
Things that are not necessarily geometric, but just waves and different unique shapes in tile and actually fitting those tiles together. Sometimes there's two tiles that fit together to create a look. So we're seeing a lot of just really amazing out of the box tile and in ceramics. And it's amazing to me, like what we're able to do with the technology, even the 3D
absolutely
tiles, creating those beautiful focal walls. And it's just a lot of fun. As a designer, it's fun.
Yeah.
Right? It's fun.
And, also in the lighting aspect of it too, the last trade show, which I think I mentioned already a little bit, but we are seeing a lot of that organic, but I think the word that you just said was embracing.
Yeah.
A lot of the designs are embracing. And so in the lighting design world, we saw a lot this year. Everything is going away from linear. Everything is going away from everything is going into circular. So there was a lot of bulbous, big, round, embracing fixtures that we saw this year too.
Hey, Vanna.
So here we are. So again, if you are not a sponsor of the WOSB Flourish and Flooring, you should be, because you not only get a live banner, but you get all of this amazing broadcast here. So
exactly.
We have talked already today in summary about trends. Trend 1 of pattern design, 3D reliefs. We've talked about curves, what has been released with Julee Ireland, old marble and stone, and then also vibrant meets neutral color palettes, embracing nature's palette. And Julie, with Tile Beyond and Tradition, let's talk more about things that are explored in the latest trends. As far as where we're going to be going, you think through into 2025. I mean, if you could predict the future, you have a globe, you're sitting here and this is where we're going to be. Predict it.
Yeah, color is back, folks, and individuality is back. And people are really I feel like the door is open, that people have lost a little bit of their fear. They're not holding back. Like, we spend so much time in our home now, right? Because the pandemic really changed things. We are now working from home and everything. And I think people are going a little bolder. They're wanting to personalize their space, and they're not afraid to do that, which I think is wonderful. And we're also, in the past, our floor plans have been so open. We're actually now bringing back like rooms, like the dining room is coming back by itself, and creating little centers. Even wellness is back. So I would predict that we're going to just see more of that. The layouts and floor plans are changing. We're still doing that open family kitchen kind of concept, big living spaces, but we're also creating spaces that fit us who live in the home, right? That fit like our hobbies, or creating office spaces, hobby spaces, things like that. So I think what's fun is that we're just seeing more tech. Like, white is out, right? It's like the white shaker cabinet gone. It's really more about personalizing your space. And so we're going to see more of that personalization, more really fun tile and stone. I mean, it's just, and sustainability. I want to say that's
key.
People are more aware of that. Terrazzo is huge right now. What I love about terrazzo is, it's recycled material, right? It's your granite, quartz, glass mixed in a concrete, and it's beautiful. It's 10 times better than it was in the 60s, right? It's just like, it's bold, it's beautiful. I know.
No,
but even the digital printing has come so far. It's amazing the patterns that we can assimilate from real stone and things into products that are also good for you and good for your environment. Like, we want a healthy space. We don't want the VOC. We don't want harmful chemicals in our products. And so we're moving more towards that. People are becoming more aware. And actually, I'm going to be building a greenhouse with Sunset Development in Boston, and we're going to be filming that.
Oh my gosh,
so
you
guys need to look out for that.
That's another sponsor. If you ask me, it does.
Good question for you, Julie.
Yes.
So
okay,
Angelica
Julie, what has been your favorite regional design trend? Texas has Western chic. Oh,
so
okay.
Did everyone hear that question? The question is, what has been your favorite regional design trend? Texas has Western chic. Cali has California casual.
Yes. So I have done a ton of building. I do a ton of building in Texas, right? It's been my second home for 16 years now. So I really understand both demographics. I would say that Texas, yes, is sometimes a little behind in the trends, but they're getting the fluting and things like that now, which is great. So I would say my favorite trend is probably, I'm in love with the fluting in stone, in wood, in cabinets, personalization.
We've got some fluting fans in the
We've
audience.
got a lot of fluters over here. As a matter of fact, I think Vanna's going to start playing the flute.
I know, I think so too. Well, now that we've explored the latest trends with Julie Ireland, I would like to dive into something practical and actionable, and that's with Michelle Winters. And I want to go and hear about how it is that is fascinating in the world of the CTI training.
Oh, okay.
Yes, this is a very exciting topic.
This is a very exciting topic. So my friend, Debbie Winter, is a retailer. She owns the Carpet and Tile Warehouse in Vero Beach, Florida, and she's hosted 3 CTI tests over the years. And she had this idea to host the first ever all-female CTI test on International Women's Day next year.
Awesome.
That's amazing. Well, and I hope that we also do a live podcast from that event as well. I mean, to support women that are installing tile, to me, I mean, it's just Ooh, that is amazing. I would love to be able to be a part of that. So for the next few podcasts, we'll talk about maybe getting that website up for them so we can help promote them, because any woman in this tile industry, and especially who's setting tile, we want to be as supportive of them as possible. And speaking of being supportive as possible, before we take any questions from our audience, I want to share with everyone that this afternoon, Michelle and I and Julie will be inviting you, or are inviting you, to the second annual Women of the Flooring Business Women's Reception. So join us as we celebrate the achievements of remarkable women in our industry with happy hour, industry awards, and a chance to connect, here comes Vanna, and inspire one another. That is located in the Galvanized Women's Lounge, and that's today at 4 p.m. So
in room B206.
In room B206. So if you are available, you need to come by. There's some amazing women that will be there this evening and really for the rest of this week, but also to stay connected with WFB and networking events. Stay connected through womenflooring.com, Flourish in Flooring, through this podcast. As many of you know, we aim to amplify the voices of the women in our fields and empower each other to flourish in business and life.
Right.
WOFB values the importance of mentorship and sponsorship for career growth. Sponsorship.
Sponsor.
Thank you. Rachel just listed some of the other women's organizations that are working together to create spaces like this and events like the all-female CTI test. So check those out as well.
The NTCA Women in Tile. Also, she just had posted something else, so I'll have to. Rachel in our audience, she had posted something. So Rachel, if you get a second, go ahead and post that back up. Also, be sure to log into WOFB on Facebook to be a part of the conversations. And one other thing, if there are any showrooms in the tile or stone industry looking to partner for an upcoming CEU, look no further. Cameo Studios now offers a CEU for your needs. Designer Dopamine offers 1 credit CEU. So please book your CEU with me. Check out CameoStudioDesigns.com. We also specialize in commercial and luxury tile installations, and with much more of the tile industry, LED lighting design layouts. So for those of you that are just joining me, I am live talking with Michelle Winters, founder of WOFB, and Julee Ireland, Los Angeles-based designer architect. I think that we might have some questions from either our live audience. It looks like there's a few hands raised here. And then also anyone that's online. Allison, what have you seen with trends here at the show? I think you just raised your hand. Allison is Vanna. She's sponsored. Come on over
Vanna,
here.
come on over.
So Allison is live here at the podcast. And Allison, can you please tell us some more about
Just get in here.
the trends?
Get in here.
Here she is.
Fluting, texture, chorizo. Julie and I are going to be talking about it all week.
We are.
And bold colors, like you said, is great.
Yeah.
Thank you for asking. I'm your natural stone guru. If you have any natural stone questions, please don't hesitate to reach out.
Thank
you.
I'll
continue
And,
to
and look how
from this,
beautiful
too.
our Vanna is too, by the way.
She is absolutely
We have a new
beautiful.
Vanna.
So I would like to also add that from the natural stone that you're talking about as well, from a lighting design perspective, the LED that you're seeing that's coming out in the panels, that's lighting back stone, that is lighting the glass panels. It's absolutely phenomenal. Not only was it the linear lighting, but now we're seeing the panels being lit, full panels in showers.
Yes.
Often confused with quartzite. Most of that is cristallo, which is pure quartz, natural.
We love some Cristallo. I just lit
Cristallo.
about 15 slabs of Cristallo.
Cristallo.
Beautiful.
Lit
Beautiful.
up. It sounds like crystal. I mean, they go together.
They do.
Lighted like cristallo with some
We should do
crystal.
that.
Like we should try that.
That should
We
be a
should.
session. That should be a session.
And I mean,
Cristallo
honestly,
and
just
Cristallo.
that look of it alone and bringing
I mean,
that
hello.
light to a space, because that's what light does. You know, lighting changes spaces. It brings energy. It really does bring life to a space.
100%.
And one of the things too that I did want to talk about is being able to layer lighting in an application. The purpose of, you know, I'm seeing a lot of people that are sticking with just 1 Kelvin temperature, so they want to stay warm. But really, you can go with a multitude of brighter Kelvin temperatures for a shower, for instance.
And
for task lighting.
Kelvin measures what?
The temperature of the light. So if we're at warm, 2700, which is more traditional for residential, commercial, but now we're also seeing a lot of that blue light. So somewhere around the 4000 Kelvin.
Yeah.
However, guys, make sure you tone it down. You do not want 4,000 to 5,000 in your house all day long unless you're doing surgery. You
are never gonna go to sleep. Like you're just gonna be up.
You're not
24/7. But you could change out your bulb. Like
Well,
if you
now
need
they
to stay
do.
awake, if you you need some extra, like, hey, I can't go to sleep right now, I have work to do, you just change your bulb.
We call that color tuning. So we
Yes,
can do
good
some
color
color
tune.
tuning in applications
I
where you
like
can
that.
change it through different digital. There's the Casambia where you can change your colors. So if you
Yes.
know, for instance, in the evenings, you would like to do maybe even a spa-like look or that infrared in the shower.
Yeah.
But the can lighting that we're putting in the ceiling, you guys are putting things on blast. I mean, I'm seeing it everywhere. You want to get away from can lights in ceilings of a shower. So if you want that spa to feel like the dopamine, you need to do the color changing and do all kinds of, okay. Hold on.
Yes.
So
Yes.
before we wrap up, some final thoughts from Julie. We've already talked about a little bit about where the future is going for tile. What about the future of stone design? And I know we just had our pro up here, but
Yes. The technology has come so far. Adding texture to stone is really big. We're going to see more of that. Water jets have improved so much too that really you could sketch and draw any design virtually, and that can be cut out of stone with the water jet. So I think we're just seeing more and more beautiful patterns, texture in our stone. It's just gorgeous. I mean, I have to say Grassi is Grassi Pietri.
Crosscut.
Oh, cross-cut stone. Yeah, versus vein cut.
that's beautiful.
Thank you, Vanna.
Julie, I am so excited that you were able to make it all the way from Los Angeles today, or you flew in
Thank
yesterday for this podcast
Yes.
and sharing just all of the trend collections. How can people get in touch with you? What are your platforms?
Yeah, you can go to at Julee Ireland is my handle for all my socials, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. I have it all. JuleeIreland.com. And, if you Google me, you'll find my phone number and my email. Just,
I love it.
Yeah.
Google Julie Ireland.
Yeah, and I want to
Absolutely.
say intro.co. I do intro.co. through intro.co.
Okay.
So
Production team, can we post there we are, JulieIreland.com, folks. And then Michelle Winters.
One
where-
L.
One L. Michelle Winters.
And then an E like the country.
Where can people find you on all platforms?
On all platforms. My email address is michelle@michellerightnow.com. And if you're looking around Instagram or LinkedIn, it's at Michelle Right Now as well. But I would invite you specifically to look at womenflooring.com,
Where you can join.
where you can join us. And if you want to reach out to me about anything related to surfaces, coverings, tile, any kind of floor covering stuff, it's Michelle@womenflooring.com.
Yeah.
And if you would like to reach out to Cameron for lighting design, commercial installation, linear LED, I can be found at cameostudios.com, on Instagram at cameostudios_luxury. But also, I want to remind everyone today from 4 to 6, we have the second annual Women of the Flooring Business Women's Reception at the Galvanized Women's Lounge. I would love to have and to see new faces, familiar faces. But before we close today, I would also like to thank Angelica Weber from Nico Tati Designs for producing today's show. Thank you so much, Miss Weber. Next week podcast, be sure to join me as I will be interviewing and chatting with Allison Eden of Allison Eden Studios,
Yes.
where we cover all things art glass. So,
Nice.
ladies, thank you so much for joining
You're
me today.
welcome.
Let's go
Thank
cover
you.
some more coverings.
I do want to give one little quick shout out.
Yes. Shout out, girl.
Which you guys need to come to this booth. You need to go to Padua. They have some of the latest cutting edge technology.
Let's spell Padua.
It's
Angelica, do you got Padua? Let's spell it.
P-U, wait, Padua.
Padua. It starts with a P.
Look in the maps
Wait,
So
of
look
the
at
is it
sections. It should be on there.
P-U-D-A-U, I
Okay.
believe. But I actually meant to mention them a little bit earlier when we were talking about sustainability. They have some of the late, and we didn't even get into that. The
We did
Indian,
not.
like anti-dumping and all that stuff. But go check out their booth too. Absolutely amazing. Cutting edge technology. You need to go check them out.
Okay. Well, it sounds like we need to do maybe another podcast
Yeah,
after.
like we need to do
Yeah.
5 podcasts.
We
like
probably
we can do
should.
this all day long.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you guys
They're
so
saying
much for
yes.
joining
Okay, we'll
us.
do another one.
Yeah.
They went yes, another one. Okay, great. Thank you everyone for the live audience that's here. Vanna,
Thank
you've been
you.
great. Thank you
We
for all
love
of
you,
our live-
Vanna.
Yes.
Thank
for
you.
Vanna. And we are done.
We're done.
And
So-
scene.
So now,
Yeah.
but wait, but we